Go lay down. Be a nice girl. Go on. Be a nice girl. Be a nice girl. Come on up here and sit down. Good for mommy. Hello. Hello, friends. How are you all on this fabulous day before Christmas Eve? If you don't celebrate Christmas, we do. So be in a good mood with the rest of us, okay? Or if you do Hanukkah, is Hanukkah still going? Or is that over? How about Kwanzaa? That counts, right? I am unwrapping Hershey's Kisses because I ran out while I'm making peanut butter cookies. So I'm like, why don't I just go live and chit chat while I'm unwrapping? Let's see. Oops. Okay. Have you ever stopped believing in manifesting? I mean, temporarily. I mean, don't we all? When we're mad at something, when something didn't show up the way we wanted it to, and we don't believe it's our fault. And by fault, you know what I mean. Meaning like, I didn't think that thought. How did that happen? Yeah, I share that. That's why I share all the details about my second solo vacation, if you're new here. Solo vacation means breakup on my channel. Breakup sounds so shitty. Solo vacation's better. But yeah, the moment, well, honestly, the first solo vacation and the second solo vacation, both times immediately, because of course I wasn't going to blame myself. Of course I wasn't going to look at me. Of course I couldn't think, I had anything to do with it. I was like, oh my God, manifesting is so bullshit. It doesn't work. This is all a lie. Blah, blah, blah. Well, sure. I think everybody has doubtful moments, don't they? You know what I mean? Does that count? Is I'm not believing in that moment? I think that's a part of being human. Kim, what do you think about the sprinkle lady? I don't even know who the sprinkle lady is. Is that like a real thing? Is she a real person? I don't know. Mary Kimness! Jesse Cullen, thank you for remembering that. You were on the live the other night, huh? Thank you, Lucy. I am real. Oh, I forgot. I still got my my apron on. I'm hardcore baking today. Hardcore. Trying to get it all done so I can, box it all up for tomorrow. I know, nobody gives a shit that I'm cooking. I'm just saying. Or baking. What if we got back together, but he calls and writes to me rarely? What are you believing about yourself in love? And what do you really believe about him? So, for example, if you're someone that, maybe started your journey with a belief of not good enough, because in my opinion, and I started this opinion, or I got this opinion after coaching. After, coaching more than like 20 people in my early days, I saw the pattern that whenever there is the not good enough belief within us, it stems off to not a priority and not chosen. Both of those, right? But I look at it as the not good enough is like the boss, the head, that springs off into those other beliefs. But so if you had that belief, that would certainly make sense that you would be experiencing. Oh, thank you, Limitless Queen Batch. There's my girl. I love that stuff. But like I was saying, yeah, those definitely, that behavior in your specific person would definitely say to me that belief is in the existence. And also, don't beat yourself up when I say that, because what you're experiencing right now in this moment could just be the manifestation of your previous self. So there's nothing to panic over. But, chances are, if you're asking me the question, then you've definitely been thinking the thought that maybe he's not interested anymore. Maybe he's trying to end it with me. What's going on, right? That's exactly where my mind used to go when things like that would happen. So if you are, okay, you gotta stop that. You gotta stop thinking like that. And you gotta go back to your decision of who you wanna be. And who you wanna be is the version of you that believes that, you know, you are in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And if you're in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, and you're making the decision that you are the version of self that doesn't have any limited beliefs around love, around relationships, and around that person, then they can't show up that way. But notice how I was pretty clear about what you feel about your person, what you believe about your person, because I said this on my live stream the other night on YouTube, that pay attention to how easy it is to create beliefs. You know, we think that they're all deep ingrained core beliefs. You know, no, we can create beliefs like that. But see, the beauty of that is we can uncreate beliefs just like that too. You just have to believe that about yourself. See what I'm saying? But anyway, you could have had the belief not good enough when you first ever really, you know, had an intermingling with him. And he could show up reflecting that belief and show up in a way where they're not calling and texting or showing you much, you know, attention. And just because of that reflection of the not good enough belief, we could also now create a belief that that's who he is as a person. That when, you know, when maybe something shitty is going to happen, he starts showing up as pulling back, right? It only takes one experience to create a belief like that. Just saying. So that's why you need to pay attention to what you're really thinking and believing about your person as well. Because you want to be able to let your person show up differently, right? We want a different version of them. We want the version that is choosing us. So bear that in mind. I find it made it easier for me to stay in the state if I focus on deciding I am worthy, etc. Love that, Maria. Love it. No, German chocolate, you didn't miss much. I've only been here a few minutes. If you're just joining, I'm unwrapping Hershey Kisses because I ran out and I got a hell of a lot more cookie stuff to make. You're in the flow state? Good. Watching Kim from London, I love you so much. Oh, Eric, I love you too. You're in London? Are you from London? Or are you just out there? Or over there? Why did I think that you were from New York like me? Eric, are you from England? I need to know. Can you save this live stream? Yes, I can. I tried to. And remember, if you didn't remember, but other people remember that one time I came back the next day and did another live stream because I thought that one, the one before, didn't save. And I apologized. I'm like, oh my God, I ended it wrong and it didn't save. And someone in the live stream said, decide that it did save, Kim. And I'm like, look at you coaching me for a minute. I'm like, yeah, it's going to save. It's there. And it was not there before I started the second live stream. Didn't it show up? It manifested. You live in Texas, but you're in England right now. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so jealous. I will get to England at some point. It's my dream. Ireland, England, Australia, France. I want to go everywhere, at least once. Anyway, sorry. Does checking social media slow down your manifestation? It can, but don't panic. Why do I say it can? It can by how you're responding, right? I believe, I'm going to take this in two directions. The first direction is I think we have, from my personal experience, for what it's worth, we have influence over time. By influence, I mean the more often that you are choosing to return to your decision, meaning getting into the state of the version of self that has the manifestation, the more often you're doing it, the more time you're there, thank you, the quicker things move. That's been my experience. And obviously, I'm making that decision on more than one manifestation, okay? However, if you're checking social media, and let's say you're getting upset and triggered every time you do, yes, who are you being? You're choosing to be the version of self that is clearly not being the version of self that has the desire. You're allowing something to bother you, okay? And on top of that, What's your intention of checking the social media? Because in my opinion, like, for example, like, say if my boyfriend had something on social media, at this stage in my relationship with him, I could not possibly give a fuck less about the social media, right? It's not an interest to me. Come back and meet 5-6 years ago version of Kim, I was triggered constantly, and yes, I was constantly checking it because I was looking. Oh, whose picture you liking today? Who's this? Who's this? Since when you talking to this person? Where'd this person show up? How long you been friends with this person? Why'd you give that one a heart? Why'd you say that? What's going on? Are you in love with her? You know, that was me. Or you haven't texted me good morning yet, and I see the green dots on Facebook, so I know you're on there. You didn't have time to text me? You selfish son of a bitch. You don't love me. You couldn't say good morning? You couldn't even send me that 2-second text. That was me. Oh my God, trigger bitch. So my intention back then was to check for shit out of fear and worry that, you know, there was a third party, even though there was nothing to indicate there was one, but I was looking, right? So who was I being? That's my point. Who was I being? Why did I feel necessary to look? So in a sense, if I was to get on my phone right now and just come across the social media, it's not me digging. I don't care. Do you see? It's intention. It's who you're being when you take any action. So if you're innocently doing it and you don't give a shit what you come across, no, it would not slow down your manifestation. But if you're checking because you're looking to find, well, number one, eventually you'll probably find if you stay in that state, and you're not being authentic with yourself. And you can't avoid that on a manifestation journey. You can't, because it's a journey of self. So you got to be authentic at all times. That's why I make those videos talking about authenticity, because it matters. You think you just manifested your dream man? Oh my God, who is it? Not like isn't who, like tell me all about it though. Give me the details. I'm in London too. Met SP here in May. We planned me to come for Christmas, but been on and off all fall still. Michelle, that's so exciting. I love that the you being in London part's exciting. So we're on again, off again. All right, who are you being? Right? Who are you being right now? Who are you choosing to be? Sorry, I keep looking out the window because I'm hoping my boyfriend comes home when I'm done with this live stream. Are you identifying as being the version of yourself that's on and off? And why do you think you're on and off? What do you think the reason is? Right? What does your mind give you for an answer? That'll tell you who you're being. We gotta readjust that shit, right? We gotta readjust what we're thinking. Haven't heard from him in weeks, and I'm struggling to keep myself from being triggered. Okay, why are you being triggered? You're scared and nervous for sure. All right, let's get to why are you triggered that you haven't heard from him? Right? Whatever your mind gives you for an answer, it'll probably be a fear, by the way. Know that whatever comes in your mind is not an automatic fact. It's not automatic truth. It's just a thought. It's a thought vehicle to the reality where whatever that fear exists. Doesn't mean you're in that reality. It means, hey, higher self is giving you this vehicle if you want to get in it so I can take you to that shitty reality. Here we go. That's all it is. Because think about it. We are all unconditioned consciousness, or like I like to say, pure, unadulterated consciousness, aka God, universe, right? Consciousness is who we really are. We're not really, like I'm not really Kimberly. I'm consciousness choosing to be this individual Kimberly and choosing which version of this individual Kimberly. But we're all the same. We're all the same consciousness. So if we are pure consciousness and there are infinite versions of ourselves, infinite versions of everyone, infinite realities, then how else am I going to know what other possible versions of myself I can be, or I can choose to be? Well, I have to receive thoughts that give me choice. And that's what thoughts are. So don't panic. Doesn't mean something terrible is happening. Ask yourself who you're being. And make a new decision. And tell yourself, it doesn't matter how you feel in this moment. It doesn't matter if you're, like, say you say, I am new self, which means the version of yourself that's in that beautiful relationship you're manifesting with the best version of your person. And you are limitless. You no longer have limiting beliefs around love and relationships or around your person. If I'm choosing to be that, but I don't believe that I'm really that, who cares? You make that choice anyway. Even if you literally say, I am new self, but I do not believe I am new self. I literally had to do that too. I had days where I felt nowhere near my new self. I did not feel like the way I feel like right now. At all. I felt like, oh my God, my 3D sucks. I'm afraid that I'm never going to get out of this state. But I did, because of my conviction to be this self. And I keep saying this self, the version of me that's in the most amazing relationship of her life, which is me right now. See what I'm saying? You make the choice anyway. You stick to your decision anyway. That's what brings shit. So you might be feeling anxiety. I know that's uncomfortable. I know that's not fun. But you feeling anxious is not a sign from the universe or God or your subconscious mind that there's something wrong, or that it's your intuition warning you that something's wrong. It's not that. It's your body responding out of habit. The habit of being old version of self. See what I mean? Sometimes we look too much into our anxious feelings when it comes to what we're manifesting. Sometimes we overthink things and we're doing it from fear. See what I mean? Eight years with SP. He had an affair 2 years ago. We're broken up. We're broken up 1 month. Can't get over it. Help me with confidence. That's Melanie. Let me say this. Number one, I know that had to crush you. That had to have crushed your feelings. It would have crushed mine. Feelings are always valid, meaning we're not wrong for how we feel. But let's look back. When you found that out, okay, think about who you were right before you found out. Who were you? What were your thoughts back then? What did you really believe about yourself in the relationship? Chances are you were a version of yourself that didn't feel good enough. And listen, I know I always bring up that belief, the not good enough, but it's because I see it so much in people that there is a part of me that believes everyone has like a little tiny bit of not feeling good enough. So you could just have that one belief and it could have manifested into what you experienced. The reason why I'm saying go back and look and see what you used to think back then, how you felt about yourself, about him, about the relationship. And you'll see it's probably a match of what you were thinking and believing about yourself. So therefore, if you were to change by making a new decision about what you think and believe about yourself, about him, about the relationship, if you change that, well, it has to work in that direction too. It has to validate the new self. So I know in this moment that might not make us feel instantly better, but when we're fearing, especially if something we experience, we're fearing that memory. I know literally and logically we're fearing that it even happened, or God forbid ever happen again. But those are thoughts, right, to other realities, and they are thoughts from old self. So who do you want to be? Who do you want to be and how do you want to feel? And tell yourself that that's who you are now. Even if your body doesn't instantly feel calm, you tell yourself that anyway, just like I said to the person before. You don't have to be afraid. I know when you're hurting or feeling anxious, it's easy for someone else to say, you know, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Get over it. But that's not what I mean. I'm saying when you really, really think about it, all the things you're afraid of, okay, you're afraid of them based off of probably either literal experience, meaning you yourself experienced it, or you have heard of other people experiencing things, not to mention all the conditions and beliefs you had long before you heard about it or experienced it. So you're thinking and fearing from the known, And we manifest, you know, hopefully, consciously from the unknown. And you don't even necessarily have to be manifesting from the unknown. Maybe you have experienced a wonderful version of your person. So technically, I guess that could be the known too. But if not, if you really want big change in your life, you just need to put the focus on who that is, the version of you that has it, right? But fears are only coming from known, from conditions. But that doesn't imply that you have to believe them. And it never implies that. Doesn't matter what experience tells us. That's the whole point. We're breaking the habit of listening to thoughts like that. See what I'm saying? Is that making sense, or did I just make that harder? I'm talkative today. Is there any proof that manifesting an SP works? I don't have trust. Well, Sabrina, I mean, I get it. You don't know me personally. So I don't know how I can make you believe me. I can't. I think you're just going to have to take a chance that I'm telling the truth. You're going to have to take that risk and believe me. But I manifested my person. Thank you, Betch. My boyfriend is my specific person. I manifested his ass. I still got him. You know, there's lots and lots of people I've coached that have successfully manifested their person. But I get it. You're hearing that from me, some chick on the internet. That's how I used to feel about manifestation, to be honest. And this was before I had a channel, I mean. When Batch, thank you. When all there was law of attraction channels. Hold on, let me stop this person to ask me to invite them to go live, for the fuck's sake. Okay. I used to feel the same exact way. Hence why I'm resonating with you. Back when I started my journey, like I said, there was only law of attraction channels on YouTube. TikTok didn't exist yet. And I can't tell you how many times I was disappointed. Meaning, I would watch a video, I would think that maybe I was going to allow myself to trust what they were saying in the video. And then before the video was over, they would tell me how I needed to buy something from them so they could tell me the rest of the secrets about law of attraction. And it would crush my soul on top of making me angry, because I'm like, God damn it, I just about really started to believe you, whoever you were in the video. I was just about to believe you. And you're freaking telling me I got to buy your course, or I got to join your program. And it instantly upset me. Instantly. And thank God back then I hadn't manifested money yet. Otherwise, I probably would have given in and bought it. But I couldn't back then. Thank God. So I understand if you're watching a lot of content and you're seeing people sell you stuff. I get that. I go out of my way to tell people all the time, you don't need to buy shit. You don't got to coach with me, right? You don't have to coach with me. You don't have to join my YouTube channel memberships. You don't have to do anything. There's so much free content. You can do this, right? So I told myself that when I started my channel that the only thing I wanted to manifest, because I used to script, was I wanted people to believe me. That I hope people can see right through me and believe me. Because I wanted to be the person for anyone that felt like I did when I first started. So again, I know I'm a stranger to you, so you don't have to believe me. But I kind of think proof's in the pudding. If you went to my YouTube channel, that's got my whole journey from, well, not my whole journey, when I started my YouTube channel, that part. Thank you, Empress. From when I made the YouTube channel until like right now, you can see my evolution. That's why I don't delete old videos, even if old videos might have something that I no longer believe in. I don't care. I leave them up. I leave them up anyway because I think it's dishonest to be fucking deleting everything. But I leave them up so you can see me change. You can see, oh, wow, she changed her mind about this. Or look at her appearance, right? I'm not saying that I'm Marilyn Monroe, I'm saying, but I've lost over 100 pounds through manifestation. Thank you very much. And I've manifested my person. Sorry. I manifested where I live. I manifested my vehicles. I was about to say both my vehicles, but I think I bought one of the two before I was really heavily manifesting. I think. I don't remember. I know I manifested my black car. So maybe that'll help you. Maybe 'cause you can see, not that I'm saying you got to go watch all the videos. Watch the first one and watch the most recent one. You can see the difference in the person. I think just the way, I'll always be sassy and snarky, but I think you can just see in my attitude. And I thought my attitude was good back then. But you can see it's changed. I feel like I'm mentally lighter. Because I'm not fucking stressed out all the time like I used to be. Because I was worried. I was doubting. I was having my own life. Right? So I don't know if that made you feel better. I get it. That everybody and their mother makes manifestation content now, and everyone's promising to be a guru. And to me, that's just fucking silly. But everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's suddenly coaching or selling products. And I know that can be disheartening. Not easy to believe when you constantly see shit like that. I totally relate. Totally. So I don't know how to make you feel better about that. I can just say from just me that it does work. It is real. It has completely changed my entire life. Every area of my life is new. It's changed. And it's literally not only things I scripted when I first started, but, once I understood states of consciousness, which, hey, that's the game changer, but I ain't going to force that on you. When I found states of consciousness, I can't even, oh my God, I get emotional. I can't tell you the difference in everything in my life, financially. And I know also that when manifestation coaches make videos about their money, the instant thought is, well, yeah, you're fucking coaching. That's not you manifesting. My money manifestations, they came before Kim was coaching. I was not coaching. I don't think, I'm thinking quickly, I don't even think I was YouTube monetized at that point when my big lump sum manifested, as well as my monthly money manifestation, all before coaching. I can't talk for anybody else, but with me, no, it came before. So you can do it. And again, weight loss, over 100 pounds. And the first 80 pounds, I wasn't working out because I didn't want to force action. I wanted it to be true manifestation, true flow in my 3D. So if anything felt like restriction, I wouldn't do it. Nope, not going to do it because I needed to break the cycle of being a yo-yo dieter because that's who I was most of my adult life. So I'm just trying to say, I don't know. I feel like I want to throw out every single thing I've ever manifested at you to help you believe. But I also sometimes forget shit. The YouTube is where you're going to want to watch and see my evolution. Okay? But it is real. And don't make your decision to believe in manifestation based off of people on the internet. Make your decision based off yourself. Which, what I'm trying to say is test it yourself. Test the law yourself. Because you're going to see it's real. But if you heavily believe it's not real, Well, because we are always manifesting, your 3D has to validate who you are. So it will give you evidence that it's not real too. See what I'm saying? We are all master manifestors before we're even aware we're manifesting. So, yeah, I'm over talking. I know I am, sorry. Yes, the law works, you guys. It so does. It so does. I've manifested a lot. I just had trouble with the delivery. What do you mean? What about tarot readings and manifesting? Thank you, Clawfield? I cannot say your name. I'm sorry. What about tarot readings and manifesting? Well, y'all know I'm part-time, sarcastic, and snarky. Okay? Maybe full-time. Listen, let me say my disclaimer. Truthfully, I don't give a fuck what you do in your reality. I do not care. Sincerely. If you love using placebos while manifesting, I do not care and I do not judge you. No big deal. However, I have to keep it real. And I have friends who are tarot readers. So I'm not going to pretend I'm not thinking something. And when I'm really, really thinking it, I'm going to keep it real, right? We reach out to tarot or psychics or whatever else is out there. We are doing that for what reason, truthfully? It's certainly not because we are 1,000,000% trusting and believing that we're going to get what we want. No. Because you would have no inclination to do it. Truthfully. Secondly, did I even say first? Secondly, there is nothing on the outside of you that can truly tell you the when, the how, the if you can even manifest it, which you can manifest everything, just being sarcastic there. But nothing on the outside can answer that for you, truthfully, because the power is all within. Every single question you have, you already have the answer within. I know logically and literally it doesn't feel like that. But if you were to ask your higher self, universe, God, whatever you believe in, an answer will show up in your reality. It has to. So my personal view on tarot is tarot, and if it's a good reader, not a scammer, a good reader. And there are good readers out there. Number one, they're going to tell you that whatever the cards are showing is in no way, shape, or form permanent. It can absolutely be changed because it's just reading your current energy, reading your current who you're being. But again, the only reason why we want a tarot reading is to feel better about what we're manifesting. And it is my experience that you at some point have to get real with yourself, meaning being your most authentic self to yourself. It's not a big deal that we're having a fear of not getting the manifestation, fear of, whatever, SP not calling tomorrow, whatever we're fearing. It's not a big deal that we have the fears. And if you are looking for comfort from a reading, I understand. But it's not something that you're going to need your whole journey. Not if you keep choosing new self. You will find that you need absolutely nothing outside of yourself. Nothing. And I don't mean that means that you can't have a personal relationship with God, universe, whatever, right? And by personal relationship, I mean meditating and connecting with consciousness. Nothing wrong with that, right? That is the all, the absolute. I'm telling you that whatever you're concerned about, ask your inner self, your higher self, the question. An answer will come. See what I'm trying to say? But outside of that, I don't care. I know some people use fucking crystals, things like that, things that make them feel good, then do it. But they are placebos, right? They're just placebos. All power, all manifestation ability is from yourself. All answers from yourself. But I don't see real harm in it as long as you're being authentic to yourself. to be honest. Oh my God, the moon water. Thank you. When I was in the law of attraction world, my ass would fucking write down what I wanted to manifest or my affirmations. And I'd fold up my paper all pretty and I'd stick it outside and put a water bottle on top of it so I could leave it underneath the moonlight. So I could drink my moon water in the morning. I did other crazy shit too. Okay. Like I saw someone, I don't know if it was on YouTube or TikTok. No, TikTok didn't exist yet. So it was either YouTube or Instagram, where someone said to go outside with your affirmations, burn some of it up under the light of the moon, and then take the ashes and bury it in the earth. And then I saw someone else say, write out your desires and bury them in the earth. And I did both. Okay, I did both. So God forbid my father ever go digging around his backyard, because there's probably fucking pieces of paper with my desires written on them all over that poor man's backyard. Because I thought it would work. Because this person in the video said it would. Okay? Just saying. I did yes, Rhonda, I did under the pillow method too. Oh my God, yes. I've done it all. How about, why do I feel like, oh my God, I'm having a memory. I can't, but I don't remember who caught it. Someone caught me. It was one of my moon water times, and I forgot to take the paper of my list of desires and affirmations. I left, all right, total flashback. Okay, so I had done my moon water night, right? And at that time, I was working a really early morning shift at my old job. And I folded up the paper like not super small, but small enough that I didn't notice it in the dark. And I was in a rush trying to get to work, so I only grabbed the water bottle. And I drove all the way to work. You tell me how this piece of paper did not flap open so that I could see it was there. I did not see that paper at all. I go to work. I park my car. I go in the building. And I come out as two dudes, not from my department at the time, going on their smoke break. And of course, they're standing next to my car. And yes, one of them is hovering over, I don't remember who it was though, hovering, reading my fucking affirmations that are wide open against my windshield. And I had to walk up to them and not be totally mortified. And I was totally fucking mortified. Okay. I feel like that was the last time I did the moon water thing. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure it really was my last time. I was so embarrassed. You have no idea. Look at me. I'm turning red. I am reliving that embarrassment. You know, SP is obsessed with me. SP is head over heels in love with me. He knows I'm the best thing to ever happen to him. We have amazing sex together. I'm the only woman that can please him. Wide open. Wide open. And of course, I was in a really good mood when I wrote out that list. It was bright purple. It's my favorite color. Bright purple pen. So pretty. I wanted to die. Okay. Oh, God. It's worse because I can't remember who it was. It couldn't have been, no. It was two of them. Two guys. Who the hell? I can't think. Well, it doesn't matter because I don't want to ever encounter them. Ever again. I do not work there anymore, clearly. Look at my face. I am reliving that embarrassment moment. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? And I can't lie. Have I had fearful moments of my own SP discovering my stash of scripting journals? Okay. I mean, manifesting clearly is not a secret to him. He knows what I do. He knows. And he does know I script. But obviously, It's not like I've sat next to him scripting. Like, hey, you want to see what I read about you? Like, no. But I have them hidden in my storage room. I don't know why I'm whispering, but I'm thinking, what if he's watching this live stream? So I'm not going to say where in the storage room, just in case they're in there. And I would absolutely die because I get specific in scripting. You know what I'm saying? I don't script every day like the beginning of my journey. There's a lot of journals. There's a lot. Can any of you relate to that? Just saying. Oh, yeah, I like that, Ms. Trinidad. You cannot remember because it's revised, so it never happened. Yeah, that's right. Kim, I went on the twin flame journey. Oh, dear. The water cup method sends me into oblivion. Oh, my God, I did the water cup method, too. There's probably so many that if you guys start listing them, I'm going to remember. Because I did literally whatever showed up on my, autoplay on YouTube. If something popped up, oh yeah, done. Or how about like astrology signs? Now, don't get me wrong. I do think it's cute. It's fun reading astrology stuff because, just seeing if for example, if they say what a Taurus is, I find it interesting. And especially if I know someone who's a Taurus, if they act similar. But I do not believe from there, astrology can predict who's a good match and who's not. I just don't believe that. So you can believe it. I don't believe it. Only because I've had too many experiences of it not being real. Granted, their next defense is, yeah, but there's so many different things on your chart. I don't care. No. I'm not out of my reality. Thank you. But I remember having meltdowns. I mean, full bloody tears because an astrology report said that, how SP and I would connect might be an issue here or it might be an issue there. And granted, I remember totally not dating people, saying no because they were the wrong sign, just in case. Something said I'm not a match to that person. So I said, no. I would make decisions based off of that. That's how stupid I was, just so you know. That's why I stopped with tarot. Oh, thank you. Beautiful bestie, Helen. Thank you. Love that. I love you, girl. That was actually really cute. I love you, Helen. You are so good to me. You spoil the shit out of me. You really, really do. Helen is my girl, and Helen sends me stuff constantly. She sends me Jason Momoa stuff, too, because he's a hot... Oh. She's agreeing, actually. She's just giving you a high five, Helen. She was confirming. Are twin flames real? In my opinion, no. I do not believe that. But if you do, no offense, you can believe what you want. It's your reality. You're the boss of your reality. I'm the boss of mine. I do not believe in twin flames. I think it's borderline hilarious. Just saying. Especially the videos that say, there are some twin flames that you guys can't even be together. Being a twin flame doesn't instantly mean you guys are going to have a relationship. There's going to be a lot of unfinished business between the two of you. And you might not be able to be with that person in this timeline or in this life. Okay? No. That is silly. In my opinion. Like I said, no offense if you believe in that stuff. If you wanted to put a positive spin on twin flames to feel good about it, I suppose you could look at it as the only reason why I want SP is because he's clearly my twin flame or she's my twin flame. But I don't believe in that. No. I like the way your aura shines. Oh, thank you, Summer. Summer, can you see my aura? What color is my aura? I would like to know that. Can you see? I watched that twin flame documentary on Netflix. It was hard to get through. I've heard the same exact thing. The burn... Wait. Those burning twins theory is just plain comedy. Agreed. I got contact this morning after 3 months of no contact from SP. Thank you, Kim, for all your, oh my God. What is that? MJ Girl Forever. Congratulations. Look at you, Master Manifester. Good. Keep returning to your decision of who you want to be, my friend. Keep returning to it. Well done. And what a perfect time for contact. Wonderful. What's the difference between daydreaming and visualizing? Okay, I'm going to be real with you. There are what I call, this sounds negative, and I don't mean it from a negative place, okay? But there are people who follow Neville Goddard to the T, and I refer to them as Neville purists. I am not a Neville purist. I love Neville Goddard. I often refer back to Neville Goddard. I love reading Neville Goddard. But Neville was a human being just like you and me, and I don't have to agree necessarily with every single thing he says. And one of those things is like manifesting through sats. That was Neville's go-to. But see, really, that was Neville's favorite technique. It's not my favorite technique. I don't do sats. I've never done sats. Well, that's not true. I've tried to do sats in the beginning, but I would just fucking fall asleep. So clearly I've proven that I don't have to do sats to manifest, okay? But that's the whole beauty of being the god of your reality, okay? I'm only bringing that up because there is the Neville purists school of thought that, visualizing is not the same as daydreaming. I don't believe that at all. It is actually quite the same. The only difference is if you have the conscious belief that daydreaming isn't real and that whatever you daydream about won't happen. It's just for fun. But both are using your imagination the same exact way. So in my opinion, they are no different. They are exactly the same. Now let me give you an example. Also bear in mind, I am not someone that loves deliberate visualization, even though we are all thinking in pictures anyway. So really, I'm always visualizing, but I don't like the label of ADHD, but since I have it, my mind is all over the place all the fucking time. So thinking that I have to have a visual or else I won't get my manifestation, I don't like that, clearly, right? Scripting made it very easy for me to focus. So I'm just giving that as an example because in case you hear me say, I don't visualize, I do this. That's why. But you're visualizing anyway. Even when you're scripting, it's visualizing, okay? Because we think in visuals. We do. So I'm going to give you, I use the Spice Girl example. When the Spice Girls were a thing, okay, I used to pretend, especially when I was driving, that I was the 6th Spice Girl. And of course, I always had all the good vocal parts. So I would always see myself on the stage dancing with the Spice Girls. And yes, I could do all the dances, do all the songs, just, in case you cared. Thank you, Betch. So I was always visualizing, daydreaming, me and the Spice Girls. I'm not a Spice Girl. It hasn't manifested yet. But I also was completely in the awareness of that ain't going to happen. I'm not trying to be really a 6th Spice Girl. That's not an interest to me. It's just fun. It was a fun thought. See what I'm saying? But anything else that I've daydreamed about, without that, it's just fun. It's not real. This isn't going to happen. Thought. Thank you, Betch. Has manifested. See what I'm saying? They are exactly the same. what separates is only what you believe about doing it. So look at all these wonderful gifts. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you. So that's my, I hope, good answer for you. And then I know I was talking about sats. If you don't know what sats are simply visualizing in that almost asleep state before you fall asleep. So you know when you're super drowsy, you're in bed, it starts to feel warm and fuzzy. You're still aware, you're still thinking thoughts, but you can feel yourself slipping. That's state akin to sleep, sats. And that's when Neville enjoyed doing his manifestation practices. But it's not a requirement. You don't have to just do sats to manifest. I don't do them. So just saying. I hope that did not confuse anyone. Just saying. Can you do a video on how to script? I have multiple videos on scripting. Thank you, Brandon T. I have multiple scripting videos on my other channel, but let me give you a quick rundown. Scripting, okay. How I even came about scripting was because I was still in the law of attraction. And they used to have that like 55 by 5 shit. And yes, that is something I tried to do all the fucking time. And then I would lose my shit, like full on meltdown, because I would skip a day on accident. And I'd have to start the whole damn thing over with. Okay, I hated it. But I thought I had to do it to get what I want. So, it was one of them fucking nights where I was just so damn frustrated over the 55 by 5 rules that I had one of my fuck this moments. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm just going to write it down. I'm just going to write whatever I want, however I want. And I started writing. Meaning I was writing down what I wanted, but from the perspective of already having it. So basically, a little bit of past and present tense. The tense does not matter for manifestation. It doesn't matter unless you believe it matters. It doesn't matter. Just saying. It does. If you think future tense, it does not keep your manifestation away from you unless you fear it does. Period. Intention matters. Intention behind words and thoughts matter. Okay? Okay. So, I'm only saying that because I know that there are people out there telling you that it does matter. I promise you it does not. Okay? I was a scripting bitch. I was a scripting queen. I manifested countless things from scripting. Tense doesn't matter. Okay. So, I just started mind dumping on paper. So, for example, I would write, what my relationship was like with SP and how he was treating me. He was always obsessed and in love with me. That's the kind of shit I would write. He's so obsessed with me. He can't get enough of me. I'm the best thing to ever happen to him. And if out of nowhere, ADHD brain, money would pop up, then I would start writing money stuff. I didn't separate it from the SP stuff. I just continued on the same line on my new subject. And I would hop all over the place. Which, by the way, at that time, I did not know I had ADHD. Well, that explains a lot why I was always hopping all over the place, but I digress. Whatever came in my mind, as long as it meant I had what I wanted, or at minimum, I was gonna have what I wanted, I wrote it down. It didn't matter if it was a perfect sentence. It didn't matter if I repeated it or not. I just freely wrote whatever felt good to me in the moment with no rules. I guess that was the only rule, to have no rules, to just write freely. And I used to struggle with anxiety, and that was my answer to anxiety. I would go to script. When I was feeling stressed, when I was worried SP wasn't going to text me, I'd go script because it felt better. It calmed me down. It kept me focused on, I didn't know at the time, so I don't want to imply that I did, but it kept me on, focusing on who I wanted to be. Clearly not perfectly, but in those moments it was. And I'm wording it like that because I didn't understand states of consciousness at that time when I was really, really scripting a lot. So as far as what is scripting, it's just writing down what's on your mind. And obviously around manifestation, around what you want to manifest. And my advice is write it as if you already have it or are in the midst of living it. And don't go small, meaning if you want to manifest money, you don't have to write down that you manifested $1,000. If what you really want is $1 million, then write the $1 million. Don't downsize your own manifestations. Don't feel like what you're asking for is too big. We are limitless, flawless beings. There is nothing we can't have. Nothing. So, write it down freely, no rules. I used to do this every damn day and sometimes for hours, only because it felt good, not because I felt like I had to do it. I don't do anything manifestation-wise, technique-wise. I don't do anything if it feels like work or if I feel like I don't want to do this. I'm not in the mood to do this today. Then I don't do it. I don't force myself to do anything. I don't know why I just brought that up, but I didn't write down shit unless I wanted to write down shit. I only did it when I was in the mood. When I first started this journey, I was in the mood every damn day. I loved it. And thank God I loved it. Keeping it real, because I do think that it had the biggest part in changing me, changing who I am. It's affirming on paper. That's all it is. And it's focused attention. Because when you're scripting, if you're enjoying it, if you're someone who hates to write, okay, you're probably not going to enjoy it. Don't script. But if you're like me and you love paper products, you love pens, so it's fun to write things down. If you're someone who like has planners and agendas and journals, probably scripting is a good technique for you. You are fully immersed in what you're writing. So you are fully immersed in your imagination, which, hello, how do we manifest? We get into our imagination, right? So hopefully that answers your question. But if not, like I said, I have several videos on scripting on my YouTube channel. I made a video recording of me talking about me being with SP already and having a vow renewal. Ooh, Brandon T, I like that. So basically you recorded, what do they refer, like your night tape, a meditation night tape for yourself in your own voice. Perfection. In my personal opinion, and this is no shade, no hate to people who have recorded meditations for like as content creators. I mean, I'm not trying to say that they don't work. I think they do work. I just think that if you zhuzh yourself up a level and record your own voice, I do think your mind, your consciousness accepts your own voice easier. It's my opinion based off of experiences. But again, even if you're listening to somebody else's voice, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. I just think your own voice, it's easy. Well, I'm trying to think of a better word, like easy, more readily acceptable because it's your own voice. Does that make sense? Subs are nice for me, but tapes with other voices, I can hear it's not my vibe. Yeah, I'm not a subliminal person. And by subliminal, I'm talking specifically about the ones where you can't hear what they're saying. Sometimes people confuse subliminals as the night meditation where you hear them talking. Subliminals are when you can't hear it and it's just either like music or sound. I'm not telling you they don't work. I'm telling you that I rarely like recommend them. I would recommend a night meditation before I would recommend a subliminal, because you don't know for sure what is in the subliminal. You're taking the word of another person. Now, granted, it's manifestation. You can decide that they are being trustworthy, right? You can make that decision, and then your reality has to reflect. So don't go panic if you love subliminals. I'm just saying that's why I personally never did them, and that's why I never talk about them. I honestly don't talk about anything manifestation-wise unless it's something I personally have tested myself. Because no one should be talking about something that they've never fucking tried to do, right? So I won't unless I've tested it. Ooh, whoops. How did you manifest weight loss? Scripting. I started scripting it first. And I think that on the live stream from the other night on YouTube, I think it was that live stream. Oh, man. Limitless Queen Betch or Rhonda. Did I bring up the manifesting weight loss in that live stream? I feel like I didn't. I feel like I went really super detailed. It was, yes. Okay, thank you. I get super fucking detailed in that live stream on my YouTube. It's the latest live stream. I talk about details, and just in case I'm not getting detailed enough here. Long story short, I started scripting for the weight loss. I will be honest with you. Initially, I was scripting a weight, like pound on the scale number, like, I am now such and such pounds. Then, because I was at that time still getting on the scale, it used to trigger the shit out of me if I didn't think that the scale moved quick enough, because my journey was not just a weight loss journey. It was like a mixed manifestation. I was manifesting weight loss, but I was also manifesting that I was, free from the cycle of yo-yo dieting. Bear in mind, I'm 49, okay? So since I was quite young, I have been, not anymore, I got to word this as in past tense. I had battled weight, even when I was thinner. The smallest I ever was a size 5, and even then I didn't think I was good enough. See what I'm saying? So I was up and down, up and down, up and down for years. So I was manifesting the ending of that, as well as getting the weight off of me. So I would just script it. Weight is melting off of me. I'm finally love myself. I'm finally satisfied with my body. All sorts of different things. That was one more thing too, is remember, I know this is off the cuff, but that just reminded me that, it doesn't matter if you don't use the same exact affirmation every single day. You can use different wording every 5 minutes if you want. Because that's not, you're not being free with your mind if you force yourself to use the same affirmations. Doesn't mean it. I don't mean that if you love saying the same exact worded affirmation every day, that's okay too. But I'm just saying, if you're like me and you're always writing something differently, that's okay. As long as what you're writing intends that you have what you want. That's the only thing that matters. Okay. And I'm only saying that because I like to be 100. And when I would script for weight loss, I didn't always say the same exact word every time I wrote it. I wrote whatever came to mind, but as long as it implied weight was melting off of me and I was done with the yo-yo cycle. Okay. So, because there's no magic affirmation, that's why I'm telling you that. So my last, I kept getting triggered over the scale. So I made the decision, like, bitch, you're saying don't fucking check the 3D for SPs and any other manifestation. Well, if you're getting triggered every time you're on that scale, consider that checking the 3D. So I had lost 80 pounds. So at that time, when I got on the scale and saw the 80-pound loss, I'm not going to lie, I was actually disappointed with the 80-pound loss because I thought it was going to be more. So I'm like, that's it. I am all done. I am no longer getting on that scale. I said that at the time. I've been on the scale since then, but we'll get to that in a minute. At that time, I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not getting on here. I'm not checking anymore. I'm just going to say the weight is melting off of me and I love my body. I look amazing. I don't have any cycles, patterns around weight loss, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to restrict myself what I eat. And in that first 80 pounds that came off of me, I didn't restrict myself. I ate whatever the fuck I wanted. Because remember, I was battling getting rid of that yo-yo dieting. I didn't want to feel restricted on anything because that was what was keeping me in that damn cycle, right? I wanted to get this stuff off of me and keep it off. So what happened was universe, God, higher self, was inspiring me, but I didn't know I was being inspired, okay? It was inspiring me to intermittent fast. I didn't know I was intermittent fasting. Life every day just started getting really busy in the morning at lunchtime. And I would only miraculously have time to eat at dinner. And then it dawned on me after some time that, oh my God, I'm fucking intermittent fasting and I'm not even like purposely restricting myself. I wasn't purposely not eating breakfast and lunch. So that was inspired action. It was not something I had to think about. Should I or shouldn't I intermittent fast, right? I never had to have that conscious thought. My 3D just naturally, through a natural bridge of incidents, unfolded. Okay? So, all right, so I told you about the no more getting on the scale at that point. And I just continued, being new self, but scripting it. And then in the summer of 2022, in June of 2022, June or July, I think. I don't remember which month again. It doesn't matter. Sometime in 2022, I started scripting for more energy because I wanted more energy. Busy bitch. And a couple of people within my life kept bringing up this chick, Grow with Jo. If you don't know who she is, she's a big time YouTuber. I just love her. There's just something cute about her. Got great, energy about her. And then she started popping up in my feed. So I'm like, who is this girl? I just love her. And I was inspired to start working out. Back to the cycle of yo-yo dieting. I hated working out. I didn't want to work out. All my life until that point, I had been someone that if I was on the part of the yo-yo diet where I was losing weight again, I would force myself to work out to lose weight. But I was miserable doing it, right? I was making myself do it. This was not that feeling. This was not that at all. It was, I want to do this. That looks like fun. If you only knew who I was before I was ever on the internet, I would never look at working out as fun. That was not a part of this person. No way. I was pulled to Grow with Jo. Pulled to her. Inspired action. So I started doing some of her, not tapes, her videos. And I've been doing them ever since. Well, not her videos. I obviously have created my own little thing I do for working out. But I've been working out ever since. And that's where the remaining, this is why I can tell you that I got on the scale eventually because my clothes kept getting looser and looser and looser, which was also something I did right, just for what it's worth. That I have lost over 100 pounds now. All through manifestation. Manifestation gets all the fucking credit. And never once have I felt restricted. I am also not a medical doctor, so it's not for me to give out health advice. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I have not, will not restrict myself from anything. If it feels like I'm being restricted, I will not partake in it because I never want to be on that cycle of yo-yo. If any of you are experiencing the life of a yo-yo dieter, I'm telling you, I know it's miserable, but you can break it through manifestation. I did. So if anything feels like restriction, to me, that's forcing and manipulating your 3D, so I won't partake in it. What I mean by that is forcing myself to work out if I don't want to. I have yet to experience that since my manifestation journey. I have yet to experience that. I look forward to it. I can't wait to do it because I feel good after. But that all came through a natural, literal, logical bridge of incidents. I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so. This is why I think you should go back and watch that live stream because I was all in it. I think that's it. And for what it's worth, too, I should say that when I'm telling myself who I am, it's a flash picture of, what I want to look like. You see what I'm saying? And if it's something that you want to do, and that's why you asked me the question, start it today. Start telling yourself today that you are that person, the girl or guy that loves their body, loves their appearance. That's not what I used to think was a dirty trick. Like, people talk about self-love. Oh my God. That's not like a dirty trick for me to tell you to love yourself and love your appearance, but you have to accept that you still have to be, bigger or too thin, or, you know what I'm saying? It's not a trick. It means that if you're telling yourself that and you're believing that your new self, you're finally comfortable in your body, you love the way you look, you're beautiful or handsome inside and out, it's not like your subconscious, God, universe, whatever you believe in, is going to keep you in a body that you don't actually feel good in, right? Because you're manifesting your body every day. Every day you're manifesting it. Why else do you think that we can manifest health? Or why we've had multiple people, especially in my channel membership, people getting rid of cancer miraculously. Why do you think that's possible? Outside of who we are. It's because you're manifesting your body every day out of habit. You're just breaking the habit, right? You're choosing new self. It's changed my life. Changed my life. So if you're feeling hopeless or stuck in a body you don't love, get on the train of being the self that loves themselves, whatever that means to you. And don't get in the mirror every day and tell yourself you don't like your appearance. Don't do that. Or don't get in the mirror and tell yourself every day that it's not working. Just do what you got to do quickly in your mirror and be done with it. You don't beat yourself up while you're, trying to become new self. You stick to the plan of being your new self, whatever, through affirmations or whatever you like to do, and it will happen. It absolutely will happen. It happened for me. I've watched you transform your appearance. You look amazing, Kim. I love you, girl. It's my girl, Renee. I love you. I love you, Renee. The Effortless Chic Boutique. I was like, because I was going to say the Effortless Boutique Chic. But thank you. Yes. And I said earlier in the live stream, if you weren't here, that's why I said, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can see day 1 to now of what I looked like. And granted, when I started the YouTube channel, I was already in that scripting. I was already doing that. So I had lost some weight before I made that channel. I'm trying to think. I know I have pictures where I could probably show you. Like, I weighed 300 pounds, 305 to be exact. I didn't allow my picture to be taken very often when I weighed that. But I have some that, well, I look at them now and I don't recognize that person. And I feel sorry for her. That's why I when we are becoming new self, that's why you don't beat yourself up on your manifestation journey. You don't, because your old self is what got you here, got you to wake up to manifestation. I mean, we don't hate or beat up on our former versions of selves. We should love them, right? I look at those pictures of me at 305 pounds and think, my God. First of all, thank you for getting me here. Thank you for not giving up on yourself enough to search for something to change your life. And thank God she stuck to it so that I could appear, so that this version could appear. Thank God. So I don't hate my former self. I don't hate my 305 pound self. I feel bad for her. Feel very bad for her. And I don't mean it like I feel sorry for myself. I don't mean it like that. I mean, I don't feel like her. I don't feel like it was me in those pictures. And I think that it's supposed to feel that way. I think that when you do step into a new state of consciousness, a new version of self, you feel like a new person, a new self. I was saying one night, or in a video, I don't remember. I have over 800 videos over on YouTube, so I forget whether it's live streams or if it's on TikTok. I can't remember. I got content everywhere. But I said somewhere that, being where I am right now in my relationship with my specific person, literally my life today, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have never imagined my life is the way it is now. No way. And I'm saying even a year ago, because a year ago I don't want to say that I wasn't aware that a love like this could exist. I'm saying I didn't know what that was yet because I hadn't experienced it yet. But I knew that there had to be more to love, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I couldn't imagine where I'm at now. Can't. So I'm saying, if you're in a place where you feel like I can't imagine my life ever getting better, or that my SP will ever come back and be the most amazing version, yes, it can happen. Yes, it can. I could have never, ever seen my experience now. And a year ago, I had, obviously, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I had the blessing of, I knew manifestation. 4 years ago, yeah, my trust was building. So a year ago, I had the trust. I was just stuck in a state. So thank God for that. So I'm here to be your person to say, even if you can't see how to get from point A to point B, doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter that you can't even picture your person coming back, or your person being the better version, or you losing weight, or changing your appearance, or getting money. Yes, it can fucking happen. Yes, it can. Your job isn't to figure out how it's going to get here. You don't have to figure out a way. It's not for you to feel like, okay, well, yeah, I guess it's possible. Okay, so I'll let myself manifest it. No, you don't even have to really think it's possible. Just give yourself the chance, I'm telling you. We don't have to figure out anything. You just have to choose it for yourself. Everything else will be taken care of for you. And as a former perfectionist, controlling bitch, okay? Former, just kidding. That was not easy for me to give into allowing the 3D. That was not easy. I wanted to control every single aspect of everything until it finally dawned on me that I was restricting my own manifestations. I was trying to control every fucking circumstance, every single moment on my journey, thinking I knew best. I knew the best way. No, we don't know the best way. Higher self, God, universe does. Trust in that. Go back to your decision to be new self. It's taken care of. Just saying. There was a point. Oh, what I was going to say is, with the SPs, like the SP journey, all my previous relationships before really finding manifestation, I don't feel like I was the me who had those relationships. I have memories, obviously, of them. I know of their existence. But I don't feel like the girl that ever was actually in the relationships. And again, I think that's how it's supposed to feel, because I don't feel like I'm her. And I don't think I am. I really do think I'm a different self. So it wasn't this self that went through the relationships. See what I'm saying? I know, I'm getting deep there, but I think it's supposed to feel like that. How do you stop wavering in detachment? Well, detachment I don't think is a bad thing from my perspective. Detachment, as in detaching from the 3D, is a beautiful tool to utilize while manifesting. Detachment doesn't mean you can't think about your manifestation. Detachment doesn't mean you can't have feelings for your manifestation. Detachment means whatever's in my 3D right now in this moment is not and cannot tell me who I am or stop me from getting what I want. That's what detachment is. So for example, if you're manifesting a specific person and your specific person is in another relationship with a completely other person, that looks like all odds are against you, right? That's why we detach from the 3D. I don't care what's happening right now. I don't care where they are right now. I'm still going to get what I want. I'm still the version of me who is having the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. Despite what my 5 senses are telling me for the 3D, right? Because that's why our 5 senses are there, to help maneuver around the 3D, not maneuver around in my imagination, which is what is the boss of our 3D experience. So it doesn't matter that that circumstance is happening. I can still choose to be the me that's having the relationship and know, right? I can comfortably know that I'm the me right now in the right reality, the right version of self, watching the live stream of my own 3D reality unfolding in front of me. And it's unfolding to exactly what I want. I can still know that. I can still decide that. I don't care what's happening in the 3D. That's detachment. So the wavering, what is it coming from? Probably fear, a fearful thought, a fearful belief. Well, what's the fear? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid's not going to happen? Martina, yes, I am on YouTube under the same name, Manifesting with Kimberly. But I am going to say, I'm going to try to save the life. I'm going to save it. So you're fearing that, is it that you don't think you two will be together? Is that the fear? Why? What are you fearing could get in the way of you two being together? I'm just waiting for your reply. Just time has passed. Listen, I know the cliche answer is, time's an illusion, right? Linear time doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter. But I know that's an annoying response because we just want to hear something different. Time doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who do you want to be? What do you want to experience with your person? Start telling yourself you're that person now. Return to it. Every time you fall out of it, return to it. Return to it. The amount of time that's gone by doesn't mean you can't have what you want if you're thinking about it that way. I know people that have manifested people that they haven't talked in fucking 10 years or more. Don't panic. They weren't manifesting that person the whole 10 years. I'm saying the in no contact over 10 years. So they weren't consciously manifesting that whole time. Don't panic. It's not going to take 10 years. But literally, you only ever truly have the present moment. Ever. And that's because everything exists now. And I know that sounds cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and hard to accept when you're thinking very logical. But everything is now. Everything is now. Everything. All timelines exist now. Okay? Listen, when I first started this journey too, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Everything exists now. All right, bitch. Where's the Back to the Future car, huh? I didn't believe it either. I thought that was ridiculous. I was a very logical person when I started. I did not trust that at all. At all. So let me say this. So then don't focus on that right now. Don't focus on the time. If it's too much to accept that all timelines exist right now, put it out of your mind for now. Put the focus on who you want to be. instead. Put the focus on who you want to be. Fine for now. Put the focus on who you want to be instead. Put the focus on who you want to be. Oh, I thought he was home. Sorry. I better go and call him back. I don't know if you can hear me still. Did that interrupt the live stream? Oh no. I'm back. Okay. I'm going to have to go now, though. I got to call him back because he's out shopping and he needs me. Okay. So, it was glitching for a second because my boyfriend was calling. My own SP was just calling my phone. How to manifest passing my exams? Focus on being the version of yourself that's passing your exams. That past as in present tense. That's what I would do. See yourself as already doing it. It's already done. Okay? On that note, I better go. I am here a lot longer than I thought I would be. So Merry freaking Christmas! I will attempt to end this correctly so it saves. Okay? And for what it's worth, I do try, now that TikTok limits us for only 30 days. They only save the lives for 30 days. I have been trying to download them, and I will upload, unedited though, I ain't editing this bitch. The unedited version of this live stream, I will end up putting it on YouTube too, just in case. Okay? All right. Yes, Merry Kimmas. Merry Kimmas. I love you all. Thank you for being here with me as I unwrapped my Hershey Kisses. That's a vanilla one, just in case you want to know. Anyway. All right. I got to get back to baking. He is probably going to come home and be like, what the hell have you been doing? Why are the same cookies waiting to be made? You know what he's going to say to me? I'm going to tell you because he says it to me all the time. Did you get distracted? Did you get distracted? Because I get distracted. Shocker. I'm sure that's so shocking to you all. All right. Anyway, I love you all. Merry Kimmas. If you celebrate. If not, happy holidays. You can still have fun. Even if you don't celebrate stuff, you can still have fun. So it's still holiday for you. Okay? I'll see you all soon. Hopefully sooner than later. I think he's home. Perfect timing.